Hello folks, in this video we will discuss about the built-in map function in Python. So map takes two arguments. The first one is a function and the second one is an iterable. We will assume a list for simplicity. So the function will be applied to every item in the list and it will return a map object. So we will see by an example. So first of all we will create a regular function and then we will see how can we do the same using map. So let's say we want a function that will square a number. So let me write definition and square a num, and it will take num as an input and it will simply return the square, num into num. Now I can create one result and this result will call this function, and let's say I want to square the number of 5 or 6. Okay, now let me print the result. And now in my terminal I will write Python and then map, and we have 36, which is correct. Now let me just create a list of several numbers. Let me create the list 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So I want the squares of all of these numbers. So I cannot do the same using this function because this is only squaring one number. So let me just create another function for this. Let me write square a list, and this function will take two arguments. The first one will be a function where we will use this function, or actually this name is not correct because instead of square it could be something else also. So let me write check a list, and the second argument will be the list only. And now inside the function let me create an empty list. Let's call it square nums, and now I will create a for loop for num in nums. Now we have access to each element in the list. Now what do I want to do? I will call this function inside this for loop. So I will simply write my square nums dot append, and here I want to append after applying this square num function. So now I will write my func, which I will be getting as an argument, and then I will write my num. Now how can I execute this check a list function? So I will simply write another variable. Let's name it square nums, and here I will call this function check a list, and I will pass two arguments. The first one will be this function square num, and the second one will be this list nums. And now if I print this square nums, what do I get? So the first one is 36, which is coming from here, and the second one is none. And why is this none? Let's try to find some issue with this code, and that is because we are not returning anything. So after appending everything in the square nums, we have to return square nums. And now if I run the program again, I have first one is 36 and the second one is 1, 9, 25, 49 and 81, which is basically the squares of all these numbers. So this check a list function, this is also working fine. Now this is what we are doing over here, is we are trying to copy the map method only, but the map method can do this much quicker. So let me just try to do that. So instead of the nums, I will comment out rest of the things, and let's also comment out this function. We don't need it right now. So now what I will write is, I will write square nums map, and here I will use a map function. So I will write map, and then it will expect two arguments. The first one will be a function, which will be my square num and the stop function over here, and the next one will be what is my list. And now if I try to print this thing, I will not be getting a good result. Square nums, I should print square nums map, yeah, this one. So now if I run Python, I see map object something, and that is because what it is returning is not a list, because this nums, we are passing a list, but it could be anything. It could be any iterable. In this case we are passing a list, so whatever result we are getting, we have to convert it to a list, and then we will get the correct result. Now if I run the program again, as I can see, the first one is 36, which is coming from the top, and the next thing we are getting is the square of all these things. I can write 11 over here and I will get that also. So I'm getting 121. So this is basically how the map method works. It will take two arguments, one function and one iterable, and then it will apply the function to every element in the iterable and return a map object which we have to convert accordingly, and then we will get our appropriate result. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.